Okay, this is a mini neuro walkthrough. Sorry in advance for my camera skills. It is what it is. So this is a longitudinal fissure. Here you have your central sulcus, and then your precentral gyrus and your postcentral gyrus, and then your frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. And then on the bottom, you have your cerebellum. Now, this is your pituitary gland. It's the little bean that sticks out of the bottom. And that has two sides, your adeno and neurohypophysis. Adeno's in the front. Now for the nerves, you have olfactory. You have your olfactory bulb, your optic nerve, your optic chiasma is right there, and then the optic tract. That's not a nerve, but you need to know those structures. And then you have your oculomotor, your trochlear, your trigeminal, your abducens, and then your, facial and vestibular cochlear. And then down here, you have your glossopharyngeal, vagus, hypoaccessory, hypoglossal. Those are the nerves. Now to get into it, also I missed, this is the lateral sulcus, and then the transverse fissure right there. Now for the inside, you have your corpus callosum. In here, the structure that's right there is the septum pellucidum, and then what sits inside of that is your lateral ventricle. And then here you have your fornix, your choroid plexus, which generates spinal fluid, or your cerebrospinal fluid. Your thalamus is here, and then your interthalamic adhesion is right there. And then your third ventricle sits in that, and then your hypothalamus is right here. This is one of your mammillary bodies, the other's on the other cerebri. And then this is your medulla oblongata and your pons and your brainstem or spinal cord. Your arbor vitae sits in here. This is your fourth ventricle, and then your cerebral aqueduct right there that goes down and carries the cerebral spinal fluid down. This is your pineal body, and then this is your corpora quadrigemina, which has superior colliculi and inferior colliculi. And you need to know all of that material. Okay, I believe that is it for the brain. If I missed anything, ask me in class. Okay, this is obviously one of your vertebrae and the interior part of it. So this is your epidural space. This contains mostly fat. Here is your dura mater, and then you have your arachnoid mater, and in this space, this is called the arachnoid space. Here's your pia mater, or pia mater, you can say mater too. And then here are your dorsal horns, ventral horns, and then lateral horns. Then this is white matter and gray matter. Here is your posterior median sulcus, and then your anterior median fissure. So the fissure's on the anterior side. This is your dorsal root and ventral root, and then this is your dorsal root ganglion. And then right here in the middle is the central canal. Again, I believe that's it for that section. If I missed anything, let me know. On the flat man, you'll mostly be asked about the plexuses. So here's your cervical plexus, your brachial plexus. One thing you can see on here that you can't really see on other models is the intercostal nerves. So that's what those are. Here you have your ulnar nerve, radial nerve, and then median nerve or medial nerve. Here's your lumbar plexus and then sacral plexus. This is your femoral nerve that goes down and leads to the saphenous, which is right here. This is your deep peroneal, and then superficial peroneal right there. And then this is your posterior tibial nerve. And then this is your sciatic. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. Okay, I think that's it for that. And then on this model, what you can see most are the cervical enlargement and then lumbar enlargement, which leads down to the phylum Terminale, which is this little line that goes down the middle of this next structure, which is called the cauda equina, which literally translates to horsehair. So the part that looks like horsehair is called cauda equina, and then the little line that goes down the middle is the phylum Terminale. This is your sympathetic ganglion roots, or sympathetic trunk of the ganglion roots. So if they point at that, say that, and it's right. I'm sure that I got the terminology a little mixed up, but that's roughly what it is for that. And I believe that's it. Please email me if you have any questions.